is recording. Hit whoop. Here's my InDesign spread. What I want to do is show you a few things to do with using columns the way I want you to work when you're doing these spreads. And I'm going to fill with placeholder text for me. Take that down to about 10 points. Let me do that again. All right, so first and foremost, these lines are easier to read when they're broken up into, this one should be at least 2 columns. Sometimes you'd want 3 columns, like if it was the whole side, this whole side over there, you'd probably want 3 columns. We're just going to do 2 for this. So we go to layout, margins and columns, and you break that up into, well, that'll break your layout up into 2 columns, which is fine. But in this case, what you want to do is text frame options, I think it is. Text frame options under object, yes. Because we're not following an exact normal layout of a 3-column page. So text frame options, we can look under columns and say 2 columns. We hit a preview and see what happens there. It breaks it up into 2 columns. We can inset the left side and the top. We can inset the bottom so that we have nice clean white space. We can inset the left and the right. You see what that's doing? You can get that nice clean looking text of a publication. There's some other stuff you could say. If you're using a text wrap, which I know some of you are, and you might have a block of text that you don't want to wrap, you could say ignore text wrap, but we're not going to do that right now. So of course, if you wanted 3 columns. No, not like that. I did it again. Object. Text frame options. 3 columns. We'll break it up like that. I'd probably want to come in on my inset spacing. Make it look a little better. So that's how I want you to break up your columns. I don't want you to do it manually. There's also lots of options down here under character. Of course, your point size. You've got your leading, which is the space in between lines of text. I'm going to knock this back down to 2 columns because that's getting weird. Let's knock it back down to 2 columns. All right, and then you've got your kerning, which is space in between letters. You can open that way up if you want to look like an old newspaper. Close it up tight, depending. Sometimes if you have a lot of text, you can just fix either widows and orphans with just one little click here.
I was in here updating the computers yesterday.
Okay, hold on, I'm recording. All right. So these, you can see vertical scale, horizontal scale. Don't use those, please. At least not for this. This is baseline shift, which, as you can see, gets kind of weird. You might have a couple of situations where you might use that. Probably not here. Skew your text, please don't use that. Just use italic style text. And over here, again, you can see the left indent, the right indent. You can do all these adjustments. Let's see, one thing. What's the thing I wanted to show you? Okay. Well, okay, let's go over the rest of these while we're in here. Okay, this is important for your paragraph indentions. You can set them so you don't have to do them manually, and it will automatically, well, this is space in between paragraphs. That's a good one too. This is paragraph indent here. So you can set your indentation. Every time you hit return, it'll indent. That's the last line, right indent. You probably don't need that. So there's lots of little features down here that you need to be familiar with. Okay, this is, I think this is, yeah, drop cap. So that's what I wanted to show you. So remember me doing this drop cap last week where it did something like this, which is pretty common in magazines. And then you can adjust how far out it goes if you want to go one more in one letter. I think, let me see. Essentials Classic brings up some more options here. I always work in Essentials Classic. The one that I really want to show you is, yes, this right here. No. Okay, is this, yeah. These right here, these superscripts, and in general, it's like used with like a price tag or something. Do you remember me doing this? Something's $100.99 instead of doing this, which is kind of amateur looking. You'd want to use a superscript so it's small, and then you don't even need the decimal. And you can adjust the distance that so it lines up better. And you can even make it smaller. And in that case, you need it to line up better. So bring it back to the top. Oh, not that one. That one. So there's lots of cool stuff in here that make you look just a little more professional. This stuff is important. I want you to use it on this project. I'll be looking at your InDesign documents to make sure that you're using these automated things, and I'm going to post this video of the screen recording so you can go back and review it. What else didn't I cover? I think everything else should be either self-explanatory or you should know. And most of this stuff up here is just kind of a repeat of what's in your character and paragraph windows, although for some reason it always leaves these superscripts out. Now you can do different kinds of superscripts. You can do it down below. You can do across through, yeah. So click around, find stuff that works, that looks good. Don't just get what the box. Don't just use what the box spits out. You need to learn to manipulate type and make it do what you want it to do.